But that was the thing I was going to say too, is my family, like, they knew about them and tracked those kind of families. And my dad, when I asked him what the file was like, he said, it's gross. He said, it's really gross. He said, I'm not going to lie to you. And I don't advise you to look at it. He said, have somebody else look at it, evaluate the scene, give you the whatever report they have with ballistics. And then you just take the notes. Take the notes with you. He said, if you find him, then you know what you need to interview him on. And I said, did he agree to it already? He said, it doesn't matter what he agrees to. His family agreed to give him up. And I said, what's with the family? He said, they're a bunch of nutcases too. He said, a bunch of Texas Chainsaw Massacre motherfuckers, and they're all Mexican. And he said, they're like Comanche or something too. Like they're like related to Richie Valens and all them. They're all the same family. I said, Richie Valens, they're related to certain people that I know, like related to us too. And he said, I know, that's the problem. They got that Yaqui Indian like your mom. They're related to the Yakima. And I was like, okay, so I get it then. So they're like catch and release. And he said they're not just catch and release. They're the predators that will just get in and out of the jail. Like they'll have vending machines of their own, and they'll get special privileges because they have tribal rights, and they can have their own police. So if he gets out and he heads to the res, there's nothing you can do unless he's apprehended and handed back over by them. I said, well, what if they get a warrant to cross over? And he said, well, then it turns into a situation and there's a standoff. And that's really not something that the government likes to do, especially if they get into another country, because technically they can go to Mexico. They're indigenous there and they can have refuge over the border. And really a lot of people can, not just them. I was like, well, if that's how you're going to do it, I guess that's the way you'd want to head. He said, yeah, but he's not heading that way. He's hunting women that he has a list of. And I was like, who are the women? He was like, probably celebrities or racists or whoever the police want dead, or like anything that they hand him that he just feels like he wants to do, because he still considers himself a military commando. I was like, was he? And he said, he might as well be. That's what they trained him to be, and that's what he is. And I was like, well, shit, when you look at it that way, every one of them practically are. And that's it. He said, no, not practically. That's what I've told you before. They're all operatives, and they actually work for the government, and they pay them too. They'll pay them to go take somebody off a list. They've already got a bunch under their belt. They're not going to get any more for it, and it's not a bad thing if they just happen to have a list. And I'm like, well, what do they do that for? Why would they do that? Like, what do those women do to deserve that? He's like, it's not just women. It's a bunch of people. It's whoever they have that they just want gone. They just have a rule like that. And I said, what do you mean?